Hello, everyone. It's Lori Staley, Addicted Stamper with Stampin' Up. And it is Sunday night at 8 o'clock, so it is time for Come Stamp Along with me. You know the routine. If you're on with me, give me a shout out, a like, or a love. Let's see if I can straighten my camera at all. So I was going to greet you all, but for some reason my camera will not face me on my computer right now. So instead, we're just going to do the desk view tonight. Hi, Thelma. Hi, Corinne. Hope you had a good birthday yesterday, Thelma. Hey, I'm seeing all kinds of thumbs up. Thank you for sharing, ladies. Hi, Betty. Hey, Connie. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. I don't know. I'm still crooked. I can't figure out why. I wasn't crooked earlier today when I was filming the YouTube video. There's a good one coming up tomorrow morning. Hey, Lisa. Good. Good. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Sharon. You're going to try to stamp with me. That's awesome. Hi, Valerie. Excellent. Oh, there, we're a little straighter now. All right. Goodness gracious. So Friday and Saturday were lovely. Today was a little warm. And of course, today is the day I picked to go out and run around. Hi, Marlene. Thank you for sharing, guys. I appreciate it. Hey, Jerry. Good to see everyone. Thanks for coming. We'll have our own little Sunday night party, right? All right. I'm going to move some stuff around here, get ready, get set up, and then we'll get started. So did everybody have a good weekend? I hope you did. We did. We got some stuff done this weekend. I'll be still playing with his pond. We've got to build a filter this weekend, so he's going out to put the filter in while I do this, and then he's coming in and we're going to finish doing some stuff here in the studio. Busy? Well, you were the birthday girl, so I imagine you were busy. Hi, Jeannie. Hey, Jeannie, I have your In Color Club ready for you whenever you have a chance to stop out. Oh, good, Ashley. I'm glad. Yeah, you know, when you one click it, you kind of select it, but you got to double click to open it, basically, is how that works. So I'm glad it's helping you. All right, let's see. Where should we start? I don't know. Okay, a couple reminders, right? The designer series paper sale is still going on. Oh, you had the great grandchildren. Oh, and you spent time with family. Oh, that's fabulous. So glad everybody had a good weekend. This paper sale runs through, I think, next Monday, not this coming Monday. The next Monday is August 2nd. So if you want to get some of the beautiful papers at the 15% discount, you want to make sure you grab them before then, because after that, they go back to full price, right? So keep that in mind. And I know some of you are getting some, so that's fabulous. And then my paper share for the new, this guy right here, that I still can't show you the inside of, but the paper share for that is open as well. That is $36 for the new core papers, what I call the core papers, the regular designer papers, and even the specialty papers, you know, the ones that have like usually have foil or something on them. That's $34. I'm sorry, $34. And you get 2 6x6 samples of each pattern in each pack. So I think that comes out to like 96 sheets. And then you can do the add-on for an additional $6. That gives you a 6x6 of all the different, the real specialties, like the shimmer vellums, the silver foils, the cork. So that's kind of cool, guys. I gotta tell you, I've seen it in action. It's pretty cool. The snowy white velvet and the craft. So for a total of 40, you get samples of everything that's in the catalog that's new. I'm not including any of the returning papers, obviously. And that's $40 if you're local for porch pickup, or at $8 for priority shipping. Reserve by August 2nd, and you will get a sample of the Bedazzled, which is beautiful, perfect for Christmas time, so sparkly. And that is out of the celebration catalog, so you'll get a sample of that as well. The reason I asked for you to reserve and pay by August 2nd is I plan on ordering all the papers on August 3rd, and as soon as they come in, start cutting. So still have plenty of room in that one. What else? What else? Oh, I still have a couple classes left. I showed you this. I don't even remember when it was. But this is my limited edition Sweet Strawberry class. So you'll get the supplies to make the tote, the die cuts, the circles, all of that. And then the supplies to make these 4 cards. Everything is cut except the designer series paper for you, but you'll have a PDF that tells you exactly how to cut the papers. This is a book binding. So this is a special one, right? Little fun fold there. And then we have this one. This uses the bonus for the class, which is the Berry Blessing set. Of course, this was only available as a celebration item. It paired with the beautiful Very Delightful Designer Series paper. For a $100 purchase, you got both of those for free. So these are the other 2 cards, and this one is also a fun fold, right? So you get the supplies, the envelopes, all of that to make all those cards and the tote. You also get the basic baker's twine, which, ignore mine, yours will be brand new, but I use this stuff all the time. You get the wonderful gems, okay, full pack of those. You're going to get a sheet of the full-size dimensionals that helps you put your projects together. I mentioned this comes as a bonus for the class. And then you will get a quarter pack of this paper. I have 4 classes, and I know at least 1, if not 2 of them are gone. So I think there's only 2 left, because I only have 1 pack of this paper left. So you'll get a quarter pack cut to 6x6 sheets. And that is all for $29 local, plus $8 for priority shipping. So $37 if you live long distance. So make sure you grab that before they're all gone. And one other reminder, I feel like we're winding the month down, right? But we still have a week. I don't know why I feel that way. You know, this is the July hostess code, and you earn these 5 cards for your Just Cards this month. I love that for a guy. Somebody was just asking me about masculine cards. That's a great masculine card. And then the chocolate covered strawberry, have a little Christmas in July going on. And then that beautiful pansy paper, which is of course part of the sale. So that's with a minimum $25 product order. And then of course, catalogs are here. If you haven't gotten yours yet, I did do some mailings if you live away from me. And if you've ordered within the last 6 months from me, then you should have gotten these in the mail. Anybody local to me, I have them available. I just may not have made it your direction. So, you know, you can give me a shout, text me, hit me up. Let me know you want to stop by and pick up a set, and I will make sure I have them available for you on the front porch. So, because this does launch August 3rd. Okay. You did. What did you do, Ashley? You did, you said. And I'm not sure what you were replying to there, my friend. You got your catalogs. Good, 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 good. And then the winner of our beautiful Encircled in Friendship cards that we made on Thursday's Coffee and Card is Jerry. And I know I saw you pop on, Jerry. Oh my goodness, my voice is acting funny tonight. Oh, you did. You asked me about the masking. There you go. There's one in the Just Cards this month, which your order last night did qualify you for. So you will be getting those card kits. So Jerry, these are going to come your way. I got a couple packages headed your way. If it's okay, I'm just going to slide those in with one of those packages, and you'll get them with that then, if that works for you. All right. And then as a final wrap up for our Sunday night, Christmas in July, right? Because we won't have another Sunday night in July. Tonight, I am giving away the beautiful Expressions in Color paper pumpkin. I didn't even open this, but this is one that coordinates with the Expressions in Ink suite in the annual catalog. So this is a really good one, guys. You're going to love it. And that's what I'm giving away tonight for liking, commenting, loving, and share the heck out of this video for me. And you could be the winner of this kit. Now, if you live long distance from me, I may take this out of the box. We can talk about it if you end up winning to ship it to you. But the box is so pretty, we might try to figure out a way to get you the whole package, except I will unwrap the saran wrap so you don't get all my personal information. Not that I care if you have it, but you know, why not, right? Okay. Boy, that was a lot, but I think I covered it all. So we are going to do some sneak peek cards tonight. Both of them are a little bit of a fun fold. And we are going to start with a celebration sneak peek. I don't know that we've done any celebration sneak peeks yet, but this is our card that we're going to start with tonight. And I've got Winkestella all over that beautiful pink flower. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know. Sometimes the camera doesn't pick up the Winkestella, but it's really sparkly. And it's just like this. So we just trimmed the sides down of the front flap, cut the paper off at the top, and that is our project. Isn't that cute? I love that. So it's an easy fun fold, just a little bit different, a little bit something, right? So this is what we're going to do. And it really is comprised mostly of stamping. And I know Corinne said she's stamping with me tonight. Anybody else stamping with me tonight? Let me grab my scissors and my bone folder and my take your pick tool and my adhesive. Get all the core elements out here, the essentials, right? Yeah, I love this set. It is called Delicate Dahlias, and it is free with a $100 order during celebration. And remember, we are having our second round of celebration in August and September. So in August or September, you can earn this with a $100 order. But it is so pretty, and it's a big set. First of all, it's a two-step stamp, although you don't have to use it as two steps. So, hey Pat, what side is the inside piece? This piece? This piece is just your regular 4 by 5 1/4. So here I use the two-step, right? I did, I think Magenta Madness and Polished Pink are my colors on this. But on the Daffodil Delight flowers, I just use the inside. Isn't that pretty? I love this stamp set. I can't wait to play more with it. This is my first play with it, but it won't be my last, trust me. So yeah, my colors are Misty Moonlight, Mossy Meadow, Polished Pink. Oh, I think I just used Polished Pink, period. Because the die itself, and then Daffodil Delight. The die itself, the big image, not the line image, but the more solid, if you will, it's a distinctive stamp. So it gives you, without you having to do anything, that shading, which I love. Hey, Cheryl. So that one I did the two-step on. This one I just did the solid image with the distinctive accent that's already carved right into the stamp for you. And then this greeting comes from many messages. And if you remember, I bought 2 of those stamp sets and I cut one apart. So I have all these individual greetings now to use on my projects. I did choose to use one of the labels that you cut with the coordinating die for many messages to stamp it on this time. But oftentimes I create my own labels. I use my punches, all different things. And I have the flexibility to do that now because all of these stamps are individually cut. And there's the labels. So it already has the label on it. I mounted the label to the whole piece of rubber, and then I just cut them apart with my old craft and rubber scissors, if you still have those around. I never got rid of mine. I keep them in my studio for my sticky stuff because I don't want to use my good scissors. So this piece of cardstock, you can cut this 4 1/4 by 11 and then cut it off at 6 1/2, or you can just cut it 6 1/2 by 4 1/4. And then you score it at 1 inch. Yeah, I love this set too. It's a good one. My problem is there's not enough time in my in-person clubs to play with all the celebration sets. So I got to get some of them in on these videos too, right? Or these lives. So, and you could do this because I waffled back and forth. This fold will allow you to go either way, right? I chose to go vertical, but you could absolutely just as easily do it in a horizontal format, whatever works the best for you or whatever you like. You can do it either way. And I love folds that allow you that flexibility. Now, this is a photopolymer stamp. I called it a silicone stamp earlier today when I was filming my YouTube Make Monday. Be sure to check that out tomorrow too, guys, because that's another sneak peek and another fun fold. All right, so we're going to start with the big flower. Now, I thought I put that in here. All right, I'm going to, because I can see that flower is bubbling up. And I know you, I don't know, can you see that on the screen, on the camera, how the ink is bubbled up? And we don't want that. And I usually have that, there it is. I usually have this old, and no comments about an AARP card. Yes, I am old enough for an AARP card. As a matter of fact, my husband called me old earlier and I told him he's not allowed to do that. He's not that much younger than me. But what I want to show you is when you have a stamp set that when you ink it up, it gets that bubbly effect on it. What you want to do is take something, oh, actually, this is his AARP card. Look at that. Ha ha. You're going to push the ink away. Okay. Now I'm not pushing so hard that I'm going to damage the foam of the ink pad, but I am pushing some of that ink away from the surface. Now, normally we try to bring the ink to the surface, right? Not this time. And we're going to try re-inking that again. And now I'm getting perfect ink coverage and no bubbles. So it just meant that for this particular stamp being a flat, distinctive stamp, there was just a little too much ink there, and we didn't want that. All right, so we're going to put this right here in this corner. I am using my foam pad. I remembered the foam pad, the adhesive sheets, all those things kind of fall into the same category in my memory bank. Isn't that gorgeous? Can you see the detail in that? I love it. I just love that. Yeah, it is a good trick. You learn by trial and error. Like I have literally taken paper towels and pressed down on my ink pad to remove some of the ink. Now I'm going to bring that ink back a little bit because now I'm going to ink up the overall. So I'm just going to kind of try to spread it out again because now I'm going to bring the line in. And normally I will mark my die or my stamps, especially if I'm using these in a class. But tonight I haven't done that yet. So I'm looking, you see this fat little petal and then this little offshoot? I'm looking for that same image on my stamp. You see it? So that I know how to align this. And you're going to get my, I'm going to bring this down closer. There's just no way I can line this up if it's not close to me, guys. Sorry. I may very well come off screen, and for that I apologize. Once you get it, it lines up pretty easy. So we're going to say a little prayer that we got it. And we did. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I love that. The way I did that, and this is another little tip for you, is I was looking down here, lining up something down here, and then lining that up. So if you get 2 points lined up, or even better, 3 points lined up, the rest of it's going to fall in place. You don't have to check every petal, but at least get 2 opposite points lined up, and you'll have a really good alignment on your line image. All right, now we're going to bring in our Daffodil Delight. And again, here, I just used the distinctive portion of the stamps. I did not choose to add the line image. Hey, Carol. Welcome, welcome. So this is Daffodil Delight. Check that out for bubbles. I'm good. I don't have bubbles on this one. And it looks a lot darker when it first gets stamped. And I don't know if it's the basic white or my ink pads are old. I mean, these are the pads I've had pretty much since we went to the foam. But I have noticed that the colors lighten up a little bit more than I remember them doing in the past. So it could be the composition of the basic white cardstock over the Whisper white cardstock. I'm not 100% sure, but in the end, it all works out. So now I have the leaf. And again, I'm just choosing to use the distinctive portion of the leaf. I'm not using the outline image, but you can, right? You can do it however you want it to look. And I'm going to find places where I can add some leaves. There we go. And then I'm going to bring in my greetings. And again, both of these greetings come from the Many Messages stamp set that I did cut apart into individual. Bring myself back up here a little bit on camera. Now, I don't need the foam pad for these because these are red rubber, but it's there. So I think it's Betty, right? You use it all the time. That's what I need to do because then I won't forget it. I always, when I remember, I had to put that caveat in there. Try to off stamp my greeting stamps over here just to make sure that they're straight. And if they're not straight, so that I can determine how much of a twist or turn I have to add. Oh, yeah, we're going to do that over because it rocked on me. How much of a twist or turn I have to add to make it straight. That looks pretty good. We'll go with that. Now I've got blue ink on my hands. And then I just cut a rectangle, not freehand, but cut on my paper cutter, a rectangle that would match our greeting. Anybody stamp this weekend? You know, I did. It's a rare day that I don't stamp something. Grab some dimensionals. Uh-oh. Okay, I don't know. My computer just has a mind of its own. It had a mind of its own Thursday night for bingo. It has a mind of its own tonight. Like I said, my camera, I've done nothing to this computer, and my camera is completely going the wrong direction on my computer now. So that's on my list to figure out tonight or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow, because I think I'm going to bed early tonight. All right, so then we're just going to add a couple of messages here. Oh, and of course, guys, I didn't tell you, but this is the scallop contour dies, right? You took Jazz. Oh, you have Jazz with you. Must get back to stamping more. Running out of cards. Yes, Carol. Well, you know, I'm going to have it in person, just cards. So check that schedule out and let me know if you can join us in person. So this is the color and contour bundle. These are the dies that come in that bundle. And of course, I use the large frame here. These and the Stitch So Sweetly, which is what I used on the next card, are like, I don't even know why I bother putting them away. I should just leave them sit out on my desk the entire time. We are going to mount this to a piece of polished pink. Polished pink was not my favorite in color when they came out, but I am finding there are certain colors that I really like it with. Oh yeah, see, yeah, you have that skill. And even though when I was young, I think I can remember back that far, I was in 4-H and I had a big garden at the end of our property, my mom and dad's property. I didn't really retain any of that skill. As a matter of fact, I have more zucchini than I know what to do with right now. Can you freeze zucchini? Do you have to cook it first? Can you freeze it raw? Somebody help me, because I need to figure out something. We did buy supplies tonight at the grocery store. My husband makes the most amazing lasagna. And so he's going to make zucchini lasagna. He made it last year for me because I really shouldn't have the noodles. And even he liked it. So we're doing that. And hello, does anybody realize that? I just ran out of seal. I know you're all surprised. Look at that. That red loves to come visit you guys. It does. It just wants to come out and play when we're together. You don't do zucchini. Okay. Oh, you can freeze zucchini? Was that a yes to me, Lisa? Do I cook it first? Do I not cook it? I'm imagining I have to either chunk it or slice it, right? All right, so let's try. Oh, look how much smoother that runs. Corinne, how you doing? How's your stamping? Am I going too fast? And then this just gets mounted right here in the center. Okay, just like that. We're going to bring in our inside piece, our Whisper White. And I'm going to bring in my happy birthday greeting. Now this one I know is a little crazy. So I do have to give it just a bit of a twist. That doesn't look too bad. And we're going to put another flower down there in the corner just to pull it in. Okay, you're good. All right. It's our Daffodil Delight again. Bring in our Mossy Meadow for our little leaf. When you're using your tiny stamps, especially if you've used them frequently, keep your eye on them because they tend to wander off. I think I am going to put a second one on this one, just the way I positioned the flower. No prep, but it may retain some water. Yes, you can freeze it, slice it, and freeze it, lay on freeze paper and freeze for a couple hours, then bag it. Perfect. You usually just slice it. All right. Hey, thanks, guys. We are grilling it a lot. We love it grilled with a little bit of olive oil and some Italian seasoning. It's really, really good that way. Even balsamic vinegar is good on it. Now, I do want to make sure that that stays right under. I got lucky because normally I would lay it on this piece and close, and I forgot, but I am hidden behind my greeting. We're going to bring in that Wink of Stella. Hi, Dawn. And I just added Wink all over the pink flower. And I know you can't see it, but it's getting all sparkly. So cute. Gotta have a little bling, right? We're gonna add some gems too to add a little more bling. But I wanted the flower to be sparkly. And it is. Okay. We have some of the wonderful gems. Those are coming back in the new catalog, in the mini catalog. And these are some of the playing with patterns resin dots. They have all kinds of pieces and parts here. We have a lot of things that carried over the in colors that retired. This is Purple Posy. Now you can use it with Fresh Freesia and Highland Heather. And then of course we have Daffodil Delight and Coastal Cabana. And I took one of the large. If you hear that dinging, I'm not sure why my husband chose to leave his phone in here with me, but he did. And someone is desperately trying to reach him. Hopefully the computers and the phones did not go down at the school district. That's usually when the phone goes crazy for him. So Apologize for that in the background if you're hearing it. So we put one of the playful dots in the center. I had one on this card, but it's gone. I just noticed that. So I'll have to pull those back out and replace it. And then I'm going to use the little gold ones here. And we're going to put those in the center of the daffodil flowers. I'm using the larger ones for this. And then, of course, we have to add a couple more to make sure that we have 5 elements, an odd number, because you know I'm funny that way. All right, so that one I will fix and put a yellow dot in the center. But there we go. There is our first sneak peek with the Delicate Dahlia stamp set that is part of Celebration. Second celebration of the year, and it has Christmas products in it, guys. I'm really excited about that. All right, what'd you think? You like that one? Gather up a few things, get them out of the way here. Oh, and I did say I was giving away the paper pumpkin kit, right? For liking, commenting, loving, sharing, all that stuff. But I'm also giving away the set of cards. So when I draw, the first person I draw will get the paper pumpkin, and the second person I draw will get the set of cards. So there'll be 2 prizes. Excellent. Hey, Linda. Hello, hello. Good, good. Thanks for the hearts, guys. All right. So this, now if you watched my YouTube video from last week, then you saw me do a card with Nature's Harvest. And this is a stamp set that is coming in the mini catalog. The cone flowers, love them. Another little flower spray, a really cool background stamp, and then all kinds of greetings. And then we have the die cuts. This is reminiscent of the die cuts that bundle with the Quiet Meadow. But then you have 2 labels, your outline stamps, and this branch stamp. The designer series paper, I think it's Harvest Meadow, I think maybe it's called. I'm not sure. Haven't learned them all yet. This coordinates with one of the designs in the designer series paper, this particular die. But this I know is going to be a favorite of mine. I really like the video that I did last week for YouTube, and I absolutely love this card. How pretty is this? So the card design can be done 2 ways. I opted to do it this way. Oh, thanks for sharing, guys. Thank you, thank you. I opted to mount my tent, if you will, to the inside, to the back. Okay, let me say that again. I mounted this to the front side of the base rather than carrying it over to the back. I've done it that way. I don't necessarily like that on the back. It kind of looks like it's not complete. Guess I could probably put a piece over it to hide that section that comes back here. But this way you get the same effect and you don't have that on the back. But then I also put an inside into the card so that you have a place to sign and write there rather than just on the back. So it sits up like that. And I was like, I didn't know what I was doing when I started this project. And the more I played with it, the more I fell in love with it. So I really hope you guys like this one too. So we're new Nature's Harvest, new product. We are using the Stitch So Sweetly dies. That's what I did for the designer series paper here in the back, which is out of that Harvest Meadow, I think, as I said, it's called designer paper pack that's coming. This is out of the In Good Taste, guys. You know, I love that paper pack. You know, it has all those textiles in it. Great for masculine card, not necessarily this card because of the flowers, but that's a great backdrop for masculine cards. I'm also pulling out an oldie. I pulled out Ornate Thanks, right? And that's where my Just Wanted to Say comes from. And then the thank you is directly from the Nature's Harvest set. And I stamped the flowers in there again. So let's get to making this one. Here I am again not a green girl. What color am I using? I tried to make this work with mint macaron. I did not love it. So this is soft succulent. Mint macaron was just a little too green for me. These score lines are in the share that I put out there this morning with all the supplies, and I do not know or remember. So let me tell you. We are an 8.5 piece by 5.5, and the score lines are at 3, 6, and 7.25. So that's what your score lines are, but they are in the measurement and the supply list that I sent out. Okay. So that's how we're going to fold it up. A little bit of an accordion style fold there with some mountains and valleys. Give it a good crease with our bone folder. Always like my creases to be nice and sharp. And then we're going to bring in our designer series paper pieces. So this is just one of the wood grains out of the In Good Taste. Again, that one is on sale right now until August 2nd. I guess it's through August 2nd. How to fold the bottom. So if this is what you're calling the bottom, the first crease is a mountain fold and the second one is a valley fold. Okay. And then your next one is a mountain fold. And it folds up like that. And of course it does, I mean, it's skinnier than a regular width card. So this will fit in a standard envelope. So this is going to go on here. And then I'm going to put this down across the front edge. The green is soft succulent. I really thought it was going to be mint macaron, but I just didn't like it. I find I use soft succulent and evening evergreen. Evening evergreen is a great neutral. It's so dark that it almost passes for black. But I do find that I use both of those quite a bit. Okay, so this piece, where's that ruler? I have centimeters up because I use the other side. So this is 3 1/8 by 8.5. Just scored at 4 1/4. That's our tent, if you will. I did use a piece of that New Nature's Harvest. This is the flip side, some nice bumblebee there. And then this side is a very weathered, worn script on that soft succulent background. Okay. All right, so let's bring in some of our stamps. There's our coneflower stamp. Of course, this is a red rubber as well. The memento goes shooting across the room. And we're going to stamp that. You know what? You know, I do this when I can't see real great. So I think that's going to work. Isn't that pretty? This would even be pretty as a black and white card. Right? I mean, this is vanilla. I am using vanilla. I never use vanilla. But when fall hits, I feel like it's vanilla. It's not white. forget what paper I was using the other day. Oh, it might have been getting ready for coffee and cards. And I so wanted to use vanilla, and it so wanted me to use Whisper White or Basic White. The set's on your list? Yeah. Good. You're going to love it. Who else has got this on their list? Anybody? All right, I'm going to bring in my blends. I'm using Soft Succulent for the stems and the leaves. I am using Dark Crumb Cake. Soft Suede was a little too dark, and Early Espresso, I don't even think we have blends in Early Espresso, for the heads of the flowers. And then the petals are a combination of light Calypso Coral and dark Daffodil. I changed your mind? Okay. I guess that means it's on your list, huh, Ashley? It is my job, you know, guys. I said that all the time. I mean, it'll soon be 18 years. I think it's, I'm not going to quote the date, but I know it's coming up in August. And I used to say, you know, it's my job, but it really is my job now. It's how we pay the bills. So I'm not doing a lot of shading on this. From a time perspective, I think it would be really pretty to go back in and add some shadow, especially close to the stems, or the back of the leaves with the dark. But for time's sake tonight, I'm just coloring. And did I tell you this is light soft succulent? I think I did say that. Okay. And this is light, nope, this is dark crumb cake. The thing about the blends is it lets you be as simple in your coloring or as artistic as you want to be, just by using the light and dark combos or combining the colors like I'm going to do on the petals. I mean, I'm using Calypso Coral and Daffodil Delight to get my shading that I want. Yep. Yeah, Jeannie, this is a good one to have. It really is. So, you know, anytime I'm using a dark and a light, whether it's the same color or two different colors, I always start with the dark. Always is a strong word because I guarantee you there's going to be a time where I'm not going to do that. But most of the time we'll say I start with the dark. And I'm going down from the center of the flower, but I'm leaving the bottom of the petal open, even though there's some hash marks or detail marks in there, if you will, because I want to be able to bleed it out to the lighter yellow. And I have no idea if nature has a flower that looks like that, but you know what? It's called artistic license. And I get to make my flowers any colors that I want. So that's what we're going to do. Now here, I'm going to stay real close to the center of the flower and come across that line, if you will, and then we're going to put our yellow around that. Now I can take my yellow, and there must be glue right there. There is, because I keep getting stuck. Not only can I fill in the bottom portion of those petals, but if I do that circular motion to bleed those two colors together. So the blend is almost seamless. That guy's a little trickier to do, so he doesn't have a lot of space on him. And you can hear my blend. A lot of my blends It's time for replacement, I think. My blends get used hard because not only do I do an awful lot with them, but in my in-person classes, we use them. Girls did point out to me in club this month that we didn't color anything, which is very unusual because we normally do. And if you have lines, just go back over them. Okay. Oops, well, I forgot to do the dark on this side, didn't I? Although I always think that I either need to sing or dance or something for you when I'm coloring like this, right? My girlfriend tells jokes. I do not retain jokes. So even if I heard one an hour ago, I probably wouldn't remember it to tell you. My husband thinks he's a jokester. So what do you think of this color combination on these petals? Does it work? I feel like I'm being very quiet. Oh, you like, oh, it worked? Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Yes, the big cone flower from the past. I know, I remember that flower too. Now we're gonna add just a little bit. Again, this screams fall to me. So I wanted to bring in some early espresso, early espresso. I don't know. If you haven't played with this ribbon yet, it is so soft, guys. It's called faux suede, and it feels like suede. So it's very soft. It's very easy to work with. See, I even like that side. Like there's a technique there. I can see it. I just haven't defined it yet, but I see a technique there. Do you see it? Looks very pretty. And then of course the one I did last week with this, I did no line watercoloring. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, do so, because that was pretty cool. And if you have checked it out, and if you have subscribed to my page, thank you so much, because I'm really pleased with the way my channel's going over there. All right, we're gonna trim that off. And you know, I always come back in and add some seal right over the ends of that ribbon to help hold it in place. This is going to get mounted in the center of our Stitch So Sweetly die cut. And then it's going to get mounted here. So I can show you here now. So there's this option, which is what I chose to do, or you could mount it like that. But I'm not crazy over this. So if that doesn't bother you, and you could put a greeting here and use this as your signature space, you know, that would be fine. But I just decided that this is my twist on it, and I'm going to mount it in here. Okay, like that. So we are going to start with this back piece. We don't want to come up too high, so I'm probably going to put 3 overlapping lines of adhesive. And I'm going to leave, what, maybe a 1/2 inch of the wood grain paper showing there. Now I want that straight, and that doesn't feel like it's straight to me. And it's definitely not straight. So let's pull that around here a little bit and see if we can make it straight. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing here, although probably not 3 lines, probably just 2 lines very tight to the edge, right? So there's how we look coming up. We're going to grab that ornate thanks greeting, and I did that in black. You're behind? I'm sorry. Do you need me to repeat anything? Just wanted to say is what that says. Oh, don't bend it like I just did. Okay. So now the trick with this one is this is going to get mounted flat on here, but on here, I'm going to put a dimensional on this back side, right? Because it's not going to lay even across there. And we've done this before. This is a trick that we have used a couple of times, probably, Stampin' with me. And then this side gets some seal to help hold it down. Okay. We're going to put our thank you on the inside. Pretty script. Oh, thanks, Sharon. Okay. And then the last thing that we're going to add is some of the new brushed metallic adhesive back dots. These are so pretty, guys. And I love that we have gold, copper, and silver. 2 sizes in each color. So we're going to go with the smaller ones for this project. I can see a lot of these in my future. Because we have the gold gilded gems, but this is a brushed effect. And I thought it just lended itself to the wood grain paper and the colors that we were using versus the gilded gems. So yeah, I am excited because I can start making fall cards with this catalog release. And you know, fall and Christmas are my favorite types of cards to make. And I just truly, I'm going to move this away because I think all that mess down there distracts from what we've made here. So I love this card. I love our other card too, which I have to find because I moved it. So there's the 2 projects that we made tonight. Yeah, the fold is fun too. And it's easy, guys. It's really easy. I think if I wanted to teach really hard fun folds, I'd probably want to do that in person. But these are really very easy, and the score lines are in the supply list, so you have those as well. But I hope you liked these 2 totally different cards, right? Brights, pretty big flowers, and then fall, more muted, more soft tones. So I see lots of hearts, so that makes my heart happy. Thank you so much for those. Don't forget to like, love, and share. There'll be 2 winners. One will win the beautiful paper pumpkin that coordinates with expressions in ink, and the other winner will get a set of the cards that we made tonight. So take care. Have a great week. I will be back on Tuesday. I don't know why I have a great week. I'm going to see you in a couple of days. I'll be back on Tuesday with a tip or a technique to share with you at 2 o'clock. keep a watch out. I may move it to 10 on Tuesday. Depends on how my schedule flows for this week. I might have to move Tuesday to 10, but I will certainly post, and I will know that Monday. So Monday evening, look for a post for me about when it'll be up. And then I'll be back on Thursday with coffee and cards. Thanks so much, guys. Take care, and I will catch you soon. Bye.